Anti-diuretic hormone, or ADH, is a hormone that controls the water content of the blood. It does this by controlling the volume of urine produced. Diuretic substances are substances that increase the amount of water in the urine produced, for example, coffee and alcohol. These cause more frequent urination and therefore dehydration. Antidiuretic means that this hormone does the opposite. It decreases the amount of water in the urine. We can describe urine as more or less concentrated, but what do we mean by this? When we describe the concentration of urine, we're referring to the amount of ions, glucose, and urea in a given volume of water. So when we say that urine is less concentrated, what we mean is that it contains less solutes and more water. When we say that urine is more concentrated, what we mean is that there are more solutes and less water. Solutes are substances dissolved in the urine, so the ions, glucose, and urea. Whereabouts then in the body is ADH produced? ADH is produced by the pituitary gland in response to a signal from the brain. So the brain detects low water levels in the blood. As a result, the pituitary gland produces ADH. Remember that the pituitary gland is known as the master gland because the hormones that it releases act on other glands around the body. So what happens to this ADH once it's been produced? ADH travels through the bloodstream to the kidneys. The kidneys are what we call the target organ for ADH. Remember that all hormones in the body will travel via the bloodstream. So once it reaches the kidneys, what does the ADH do? ADH makes the kidney tubules more permeable. Permeable just means that it allows liquids to pass through. You've learned about partially permeable membranes when looking at cell membranes elsewhere in the course. This image shows a blood vessel and a kidney tubule running alongside each other. Remember that kidney tubules are tiny tubes in the kidney that run alongside the small blood vessels. The effect that the ADH has upon the kidney tubule is that it makes it more permeable. If more water returns to the blood, less water is lost in urine. So how can we summarize the action of ADH? The action of ADH is an example of negative feedback. Remember, negative feedback is a cycle in which a change triggers a counteracting response to return the body to a set point. In this case, the set point is the healthy level of water in the blood. So, when water levels are low, the pituitary gland releases ADH, meaning more water is reabsorbed and less water is lost in the urine. As a result, water is balanced again in the blood. If water levels get too high, then the pituitary gland stops releasing ADH. As a result, less water is reabsorbed and more water is lost in the urine, having the same effect of balancing the water levels again. Remember that water levels are detected in the brain, and then this information is relayed to the pituitary gland, which controls whether ADH is released or whether it stops releasing ADH.
Thanks for watching. If you want to take your GCSE revision to the next level, head over to launchpadlearning.com and check out our smart learning platform that's been designed to get you top results in your exams. We cover your whole specification and make revision fun with interactive quizzes, easy to follow videos and more. You'll be kept motivated by your own AI tutor who's here to support you every step of the way. To check it out for yourself, click here. Or click here to keep watching a selection of the videos from our full GCSE Biology course. See you there!